CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you were with us on this Thursday. Some tense moments in Sagamok west of Sudbury this afternoon after Anishinaabeg police issued a shelter-in-place order around noon. A man was seen walking around the Fort Cloche, Baudryville and Maple Ridge subdivisions with a gun. The shelter-in-place order was lifted 2 hours later after the man was found in possession of a pellet gun. No charges are being laid after police spoke with the man. Moving now to the weather, a lot more sunshine today, but are things about to change? To tell us more, we go to CTV's Rick Wyman.
Oh, yes, they are, Tony Ryma. It's changed so much that I actually wore a tie today, just to mark that concept. Change is in the offing. Hey, don't forget, we've got our systems map brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at getcaa.ca. Sweeping through the northeast, you can see this band of precipitation, and that will affect some areas for tomorrow. So a change in the forecast from whence we talked 24 hours ago. Good chance of precipitation in some centers for tomorrow. Timmins looks like precipitation for the next couple of days. We'll get into that and a lot more, but change is coming. It'll be wet in some centers. Tony, back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. A new air service is taking off from the Greater Sudbury Airport this fall, providing service for the first time in 10 years direct to Ottawa. CTV's Lindsay Alick has the details.
Prop Air is preparing for takeoff. In a few weeks' time, the airline will be providing flights from Sudbury to Ottawa every day except Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. and returning at 9:10 p.m.
One of the most asked for routes is Sudbury to Ottawa direct, and then second to that, Sudbury to Montreal. So the fact that we can now deliver that service 6 days a week, morning and evening, is a huge win for the traveling public and the community at large.
The aircraft that we are using are Beechcraft 1900. It's an 18-seater aircraft. The aircraft is really made for this type of operation. It's a 1-hour flight. It's really fast and comfortable aircraft.
Whether travel is for business or leisure, the flight offers connections to Montreal and Quebec City.
We really think that passengers will appreciate their experience, and as we are using FBO facility out of Montreal, Ottawa, and Quebec City, it's really fast. So people will avoid long time daily at main terminal. So it's really a corporate operation, but for all the population.
While some northern airports are seeing airlines scale back, Sudbury officials say that's not the case here.
We're all facing the same challenges from a regional perspective, but for Sudbury Airport, our focus has been air service development and ensuring that we are able to work with airline partners to increase and improve the level of service for our community.
Pre-pandemic, the Sudbury Airport saw close to 270,000 passengers per year. In 2025, the airport has seen 140,000 passengers to date. But Varelli says significant growth is anticipated in the years to come. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Garson.
39 full and part-time Timmins Transit employees are on strike. They say they stand united to ensure 3 of their co-workers are paid as well as they are. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
39 Timmins Transit employees are on the picket line. They're members of the Canadian Union of Public Employees Local 1544. They rejected the city's offer and for the first time are on strike.
We came to an agreement with the bargaining team on Friday and thought that this had been resolved, but we'll wait to hear from them to find out what it exactly is they're looking for and how they want to go about starting conversation again to see if we can get there.
The CUPE members declined the city's offer for not providing 3 service workers enough money.
The issue is that they haven't presented enough of a top-up for the service people. So they kind of left them behind.
Fleury says a service worker cleans the buses and the shelters and picks up garbage around the terminal. According to the city's website, its offer includes a base rate adjustment of 4.5% for drivers and 8% for mechanics.
They offered a good contract, but they forgot the service people, and it's like we're going to stand together, right? That's what we're all about. We stand united. So if they didn't get what they deserve, then that's why we went on strike.
I know there's a lot of competition for mechanics to go to the mine sites and all that kind of stuff, but I've always loved the city transit. I love my supervisors and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm here fighting for just a smaller group of the team.
The strike has left residents without public bus service since Monday. Northern College has hired a private bus company to shuttle its students. QPO officials say Timmins transit workers have been among the lowest paid in the province, and frustration has been building for years. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
And we'll have more news on the college support workers and Canada Post strikes coming up at 6 o'clock. The Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce says it's hearing more about safety, cleanliness, and crime in and around downtown businesses. Right now, it's conducting a business impact survey to gather feedback about the issues. CTV's Alana Everson has more.
The Chamber says it recently met with the Mayor and Chief of Police to call for urgent action and leadership about open drug use, public disorder, harassment, break-and-enters, theft, property damage, and unsanitary conditions. It shared examples from businesses.
The recommendations that we presented really fall under three themes: increased police presence and transparency in how issues are being addressed downtown by the city and by the police. Cleanliness, which is very important, so increased service levels for garbage pickup.
The Italian says the third area is back to work policies to increase foot traffic downtown. To further recommendations made by the Chamber, it's conducting a survey until the end of October with area businesses.
We're hearing that increased costs for security, employee morale, the safety of their employees and their clients are becoming issues. And these issues are escalating, and our survey results are showing that these instances occur daily in some cases.
We talked to one longtime downtown business owner who did not want to appear on camera, but shared some thoughts about the social disorder issues in the area.
As a mom, it's really hard to watch these kids having their issues. As a store owner, yes, I definitely feel the impact of what's going on, whether it's frightening customers, deterring them, that sort of thing. So pressure your government.
The Chamber says so far, 86% of the respondents to the survey say they have noticed an increase in crime, drug-related activity, safety and cleanliness issues over the past 6 months. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, let's check out this webcam of the Mishpacotton Harbor. It's courtesy of the municipality of Wawa. It's 21 degrees. We're back in a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, our streak of good weather could be ending as soon as tomorrow, because Environment Canada has said enough northeastern Ontario, enough with the sunshine and all kinds of warmer temperatures. You could get some precipitation. Let's have a look at the forecast radar. We've got a system moving in by early tomorrow morning by about 3 o'clock, affecting Chapleau, Sault Ste. Marie, Kapuskasing, and it's going to sweep right through. So we do have the chance of showers in our forecast for tomorrow. And again, in some centers like Timmins, it's going to dominate the weather picture for the next couple of days. Let's have a look. Sudbury Nickel Belt. Chance of showers at 30% tomorrow, 23. Saturday, Sunday, sun and cloud both days, 26. Okay, here we go. Monday, Tuesday, not a great way to start off the week, but the chance of showers Monday, Tuesday, 24, and cooling off to 16 by Tuesday. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of showers at 30% tomorrow, 24. Some cloud cover Saturday, Sunday at 25, 24. Here we go. Chance of showers Monday, Tuesday at 30%, 16 and 12. So the trend will be towards more cooler weather at the start of the week. Overnight lows and daytime highs. For instance, 4 your low, 12 your high on Tuesday in the Sault and Algoma. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing will throw in the risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow. Risk of showers at 60%, another 60% day on Saturday, 22, 25, 28 on Sunday, chance of showers. Chance of showers again on Monday, 21, and 14 Tuesday, chance of showers. I feel guilty about this forecast, but again, it looks like precipitation, or at least the risk of, for the next couple of days. Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers tomorrow, 21. 25 with the cloud cover Saturday. Sunday, some sun and cloud, 27. Here we go, chance of showers Monday, Tuesday at 30%, 22 and 13. Take a look at the overnight low Tuesday night in Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, only 2. So the trend towards some cooler weather, it's obvious. And finally, North Bay West, Nipissing, chance of showers tomorrow, 23, 26 Saturday, sun and cloud, more of the same on Sunday, which is good. Then we revert back to the chance of showers Monday, Tuesday at 30%, 24 and 16, your daytime high. So, Tony, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Looks like it's going to be some, well, at least we'll have some wet weather coming up in the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. An early morning robbery has led to an arrest in North Bay. A man approached a pickup truck parked by a business on Drury Street and loaded a bicycle into the bed of the vehicle. He then opened a door, punching the driver and trying to pull them out of the vehicle. A witness intervened and the suspect fled on foot. Police later found the man and arrested him. The 41-year-old man now faces charges of robbery and obstructing police for providing a false name. The victim was taken to hospital with minor injuries. A crash on Highway 11 in Valrita, just outside Kapuskasing, sent one person to hospital. Emergency crews responded to a serious collision early Tuesday morning that closed the highway in both directions for 5 hours. The driver was taken to hospital with non-life-altering injuries. The mayor of Greater Sudbury has big plans for how the city could address some of its major social issues. As CTV's Angela Gemmell explains, it will address some of the concerns from the city's Chamber of Commerce.
Let's continue to work together to address our challenges together and make Sudbury the best place to live, work, and play. Let's move to North Bay.
Mayor Paul Lefebvre gets a standing ovation after laying out temporary solutions for several problems plaguing the city. Social issues like homelessness, housing, and mental health.
So it's a multi-pronged approach, right, to make sure that we create spaces in our downtown and other areas. People feel safe, welcome, right, and want to participate in a vibrant downtown at the same time that we take care of our most vulnerable individuals. And that's a bit of the plan, right? And we know we've been doing a lot of things. It's kind of tying it all in together.
Lefebvre wants the city to ask upper levels of government for more funding to create additional supportive housing, while also increasing services and supports at Energy Court for those who are homeless. He wants the city to work with local agencies to help improve mental health services. And he also plans to increase cleaning services and safety around the downtown. Despite the lofty goals, Lefebvre told the crowd he wants to see this all done without raising taxes.
That is the goal, and if there are added levels of service that we need to do, we will evaluate, and it's up to council to decide, right, if there is going to be an effect on the levy, but I think we can do it with some of the reorganization that we do with some levels of service that we're providing to ensure that we are meeting our level of service.
In a news release issued today, the Greater Sudbury Police Service says it supports the goals and is committed to promoting safety and reducing crime through a balanced, community-focused approach. More on the city-led transformation project will be discussed and voted on at next Tuesday's council meeting. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, the balance sheet doesn't look so good. Coming up on CTV News at 5, officials at Algoma Steel say the company will lose tens of millions of dollars this quarter. There's mixed news for Algoma Steel in Sault Ste. Marie today. The company has announced stakes in a large contract out west, but its latest quarterly report outlines significant losses for the steelmaker. The company has estimated that the third quarter will amount to between $80 and $90 million before all deductions. Shipments are expected to be upwards of 420,000 tons, with the reduced figures largely related to the ongoing trade war with the United States and heavy tariffs on the steel industry. On a brighter note, Algoma is part of a strategic collaboration to supply steel for a major railway project in Western Canada. CEO Michael Garcia alluded to the deal earlier in the week, while his company and the government announced $500 million in loans for the steelmaker.
We've talked to companies in Canada working on a high-speed rail line between Edmonton and Calgary. All of these people working on the future of Canada, they know that they are going to be under scrutiny going forward, that if you're building a project in Canada, whether it's a mandate or a preference, there's going to be scrutiny and people are going to be talking about where you're getting your steel.
Algoma Steel may supply between 1.5 and 2 million tons of steel over the course of the project. Jared Kiso is coming back to Sudbury for another series titled I Killed the Bear. This is the fourth time New Metric Media has returned to Sudbury for a production which the city says is great for Sudbury tourism.
It brings a lot of economic impact from the productions being in town for the length of time that they stay here. They're staying in our accommodations, they're shopping, they are using our workforce to help with set development, and then our workforce for film. That keeps the workforce steady with work throughout the year on a more consistent timing, and so that allows for the film industry to grow and develop here in the north.
The six-part series touts an all-Canadian cast with well-known names like Chad Kroger from Nickelback and some returning stars from Kiso's Letterkenny and Shoresy. Briefly in sports, there are 2 games tonight in the NOJHL. The Blind River Beavers are in French River to take on the Rapids. French River still looking for their first win on the season. Meanwhile, the Iroquois Falls Storm will face off against the Sudbury Cubs. These two are tied in points so far with 6 apiece. Both games start at 7 tonight. To the OHL now, where the Sioux Greyhounds are the only northern team in action. They are in Barrie to face off against the Colts at 7 p.m. The Hounds sit second in the West Division with 6 points. A mega buyout this week, and artificial intelligence dominates our Tech Talk segment. You're watching First at 5. We have a multi-billion-dollar buyout to tell you about, plus OpenAI's Sora joins Meta in pushing AI-generated videos. To tell us more, Ritesh Kotak, cybersecurity and tech analyst, now joins us from Toronto. Hi there, Ritesh.
Hello.
Let's start with the $55 billion deal for Electronic Arts. Why would Saudi Arabia be interested in EA, and what does this mean for the gaming industry?
So I think Saudi Arabia is really looking to expand their investments. And this is one of those steps that they've been taking. They've been looking at sport and entertainment. And now it comes to video games. And what many people may not realize is just how big the video game industry is. And it's growing. There's EA championship competitions that draws more viewers than the Super Bowl. This is big money, and clearly something that Saudi Arabia wants to diversify their investments, and one thing that they're looking at, and they're buying EA games.
Okay, let's move on. OpenAI's Sora is joining Meta in pushing AI-generated videos. What do you make of this?
So I'm torn on this one. I think on the one hand, I think AI-generated videos do have a lot of promise. The problem is if it gets weaponized against a individual. We have seen deep fakes and this technology being used for essentially evil. And I think that one of the things when it comes to OpenAI model on this is they're clearly leading the way, but all it takes is an image, and you're able to take an image or some prompts, so some text, and turn that image into an actual video, add text to it. So when you start doing that, you start creating content. Now with this new app, you're literally going to be able to share that content. I've seen videos already on my feed of AI generated videos that you cannot decipher fact from fiction. And I think it's just going to make the problem worse. So there's a lot of good that comes from AI, but unfortunately, it's being used for evil, and this is one component that we're going to have to watch very closely, especially because there's a lack of regulation around it.
Okay, finally, Hollywood is fuming over a new AI actress. What's your take on this?
So there's the pros and the cons, and just like the previous story, I think that this is something that you got to look at it from both angles. on the pro side, there's this comment around the fact that you can now control certain type of content. It will also make production much more cost effective, and opens up this whole world of independent movie makers being able to create content and Hollywood-like films. But on the flip side is, what about the ethics of it? The fact that there is still an art form here, and one of the big issues, and this was one of the topics of the Hollywood strike was, wait a second, you're going to start using technology and replacing people. It's going to completely get rid of a very important art form that's really important to the cultural fabric that makes up society. So on the one hand, you have this control and cost efficiency, and on the other hand, you have the ethical human element and the toll that this is going to take on an industry. I guess it's up to the individual on which side of the fence they sit on.
All right, Ritesh, thanks so much for being with us, and of course your insights.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ritesh Kotak was our guest on this Thursday, and to see more of our Tech Talk series, head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Our first community close-up is from Sudbury. This is what's left of the old St. Joseph's Hospital on Paris Street. It has been reduced to a pile of rubble. In August, the city issued a demolition permit for Panoramic Properties to tear down the 75-year-old structure. Panoramic bought the building in 2015, and it has been idle ever since. To the greater Sudbury community of Caperel, where it's going to be a busy weekend at the Northern Ontario Railroad Museum and Heritage Centre. From Friday to Sunday, there is a supernatural rail escape room and ghost train. Plus, on Saturday, it's the Family Scare Fair for the kids between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. To Sault Ste. Marie, and a great fall event for kids and their families. The Algoma Fish and Game Club is hosting the annual Fall Kids Fishing Day for free on Sunday. It's running 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the Kinsman Park Pond. All children must be accompanied by an adult. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.